Okay, in this video here, I'm going to talk about how to divide powers with the same base. So let's start with this example here. I have 3 to the 5th over 3 squared. So remember, 3 is called the base of each of these. So 3 to the 5th, that's 3 multiplied by itself 5 times. So then that's divided by 3 squared. So that's 3 times 3. Well, how does this simplify? These two 3's take away these two 3's. So we're left with 1 in the denominator. And this ends up being 3 times 3 times 3, which is 3 cubed. So how could we have been able to tell ahead of time that 3 was going to be the power of our base? Well, however many 3's there are in this denominator, well, we're going to take away that many 3's from the numerator. So in the numerator we have 5 3's. In the denominator we have 2 3's. So in the end we're going to have 3 raised to the power of 5 minus the 2 3's that are going to be canceled from the denominator. So that's our 3 cubed. So in general, if I have a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n, that's simply going to equal a to the power of m minus n. Okay, so once again, we have m a's in the top, n a's in the bottom. N of these a's are going to cancel with n of these a's, so we'll have m minus n left. Okay, so this is the main property here for dividing powers with the same base. All right, let's do some examples. So suppose I have 5 to the power of 6 divided by 5 to the power of 2. Well, this property here says that that's going to be 5 raised to the power of 6 minus 2. So that will be 5 raised to the power of 4. Suppose I have 5 over 5 cubed. Well, that's going to be 5 raised to the power of 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is negative 2, so that's 5 to the power of negative 2, which is 1 over 5 squared. All right, I'm going to give you a couple to try, and I'll have you press pause while you work on them. Okay, press pause while you try these two examples. All right, the first one, our base in the top and the bottom is negative 2. So the entire base will be raised to the power of 5 minus 3. So that's negative 2 to the power of 5 minus 3 is 2. And negative 2 quantity squared is equal to 4. Okay, here, this is really the same thing as 10 times x to the 8 over x to the 5th. So this is 10 times x to the 8 minus 5, which is 3. So this one here ends up being 10x cubed. All right, let's take a look at another one together. Suppose I have negative 3x squared over x to the 7th. Well, this is negative 3 times x squared over x to the 7th. So that's negative 3 times x to the 2 minus 7. So that's negative 3x to the negative 5. And now we should always rewrite these, especially since we're just now learning how to deal with negative exponents. We're going to practice writing these using only positive exponents. So this is the same thing as negative 3 times x to the negative 5. That's 1 over x to the 5th. So negative 3 times this, well, negative 3 is the same thing as negative 3 over 1. So this is negative 3 times 1 divided by 1 times x to the 5th. So x to the 5th. So this negative 3x squared over x to the 7th ends up being negative 3 over x to the 5th. Okay, I'm going to put a couple for you to try. Okay, press pause while you work on each of these. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this one so we're grouping like terms together. So we have 6, and there are no other constants, so that's going to be by itself, times x to the 5th over x squared times y. Well, the only thing here that can really be simplified is this x to the 5th over x squared. So we have 6 times x to the 5th over x squared. That will be x to the 5 minus 2. So that will be x cubed times y. So this is simply 6x cubed y. All right, this one here is a over a squared times b cubed over b squared. Well, a over a squared, that's a to the 1 minus 2. So that's a to the negative 1 times b to the 3 minus 2, or b to the first. So this is a to the negative 1b. All right, let's rewrite without negative exponents. So a to the negative 1 is 1 over a. So it's 1 over a times b. Well, that's the same thing as b over 1. So 1 times b over a times 1. So ab cubed over a squared b squared is simply equal to b divided by a.